When finishing ends, proof begins. Every SVJ begins as stored time, carbon kept cold, waiting to become structure.
Even before a single cut, precision is measured in minutes. The weave is silent, but the geometry speaks loud. A clean surface is the first guarantee of strength. Layer by layer, the car learns its shape.
Performance is engineered in the angles nobody sees.
Before heat and pressure, there is only discipline.
If the bag holds air out, it can hold a future together.
Now the raw becomes real, inside the pressure of industry. Heat doesn't forgive. It only cures what was prepared.
The curve on the screen becomes the stiffness on the road.
From pressure and patience, surface perfection. Millimeters matter when speed is the goal.
Quality control isn't a department. It's a promise.
To bond carbon, the surface must be earned. Strength is chemistry, delivered with steady hands.
Parts become assemblies. The skeleton starts to form.
And with every push forward, the factorial story moves with it. From lab precision to floor logistics, the journey runs through its veins. Muscle moves without noise in the cathedral of engineering. Flow isn't a concept, it's the path materials remember. Inside, orchestration replaces chaos. Gravity yields to precision when humans guide steel. Every surface finds its mate before the bolts ever turn. Strength meets beauty, where metal is born to be light. A billet is a promise yet to be carved. Each curve is calculated, not imagined. Smooth edges define speed before wind even touches them. Motion, repeated, becomes tradition. Digital trails connect each nerve inside this beast's skeleton. Autonomy integrates where repetition meets precision. Every component takes a final journey before ignition.
Even the tools arrive with ceremony.
Piano, attenzione.
Data keeps the chaos aligned with geometry.
Here, engineering ambition takes physical form.
At this point, creation is no longer material, it becomes intent.
Another morning, where passion meets precision.
Only those who breathe velocity may enter.
Even footsteps sound engineered under this light.
Dreams begin outside before the heartbeat finds them. Every innovation honors a roar once heard decades ago. Behind the glass, silence is only concentration.
Beyond these doors, choreography and fire coexist.
Every step measured to seconds and millimeters. Power has arrived, the heart of a legend.
Even giants wait to fit perfectly.
Precision descends from above. Movement here means measurement, not haste.
Green lights guide confidence through each thread.
Electric lifelines prepped before the pulse flows. This is where energy learns direction. Light itself becomes a tool, revealing even perfection's shadow. Bonding defines the body's silent power. Every breeze here is data in motion.
When pixels prove worthy, aluminum obeys.
The shape that conquered wind begins its life in silence. Outside awaits the road, but creation must first endure transformation.
Every piece touches cleanliness before it meets velocity.
Purity is measured in pressure and patience.
Even machines are held to the same purity as design.
Heat here is gentle, a sculptor's invisible hand. Imperfections vanish before perfection earns its paint. Automation sorts precision faster than eyes can blink. Each code is an unbroken signature of creation. At this scale, a beam of light is a ruler. Every ripple captured, every contour approved.
The digital brain waits quietly for its body.
Even screws follow a hierarchy.
Calibration speaks the same language across every thread.
Cleanliness underpins speed. Reflection becomes inspection, the art of control. Electric integrity confirmed before contact with power.
Gloss is born from rituals repeated by hand and by machine. Approved, ready to rejoin the beast's anatomy.
Clean, sorted, and reborn, each piece awaits its destiny.
Now the skeleton stops moving, so the heart can find its place. Alignment is a quiet agreement between metal and carbon.
Hold. A millimeter disappears, and structure is born.
Threads tighten like vows. Once set, they don't negotiate. The weight of power arrives before the sound of it.
Every engine has an identity long before it has a roar.
Steel lifts what carbon will carry.
This is the moment gravity becomes alignment.
A turn of the wrist begins a lifetime of acceleration.
Locked down, now the machine can be wired to think.
Electric nerves find their organs by touch.
Fluids are controlled storms, contained by perfect seals.
Control isn't power, control is stopping.
The road is negotiated through joints like these.
Every rotating part must agree with its axis. Shifts are violence, tamed into milliseconds. Heat will come later. First, it gets its armor.
Nothing is random. Every bolt has a destination.
Stopping power is crafted like jewelry, under harsh light.
Contact with the world starts at the tread.
Now it can stand on its own, ready to become a silhouette. Now the skeleton learns the shape the world will remember.
Carbon doesn't fight if you respect its line.
Okay. A perfect gap is a kind of silence.
The pattern matters because stress remembers. Design becomes function the moment it meets the hinges.
A seam is a boundary where air will later be judged.
Before speed touches it, light touches it first.
Aerodynamics here is not fixed, it's awake. In half a second, air is given a new instruction.
Channels hidden to the eye decide what the car feels at 300.
Front and rear speak through air by electronics.
Air is harvested, then spent like fuel. Downforce is built, not guessed.
Even inside the wing, direction matters.
Underneath, the car signs its contract with the asphalt.
Inside, carbon becomes architecture. Control surfaces arrive before comfort.
Even luxury has a wiring diagram.
Soft materials still follow hard tolerances.
The cockpit becomes a place where machine and driver will finally agree.
When the cockpit closes, the car's nervous system comes online.
Every operation becomes a recorded fact. Nothing fades into memory.
The factory floor moves the car like a conveyor, without rails. Automation doesn't replace craft, it protects it.
To measure the car, the room itself becomes an instrument.
A straight car starts with numbers, not opinions.
Light must be aimed with the same seriousness as speed.
Visibility is engineered, so confidence can travel at night.
Active aerodynamics is software with carbon as its output.
In milliseconds, drag becomes a choice. Air is guided below, as carefully as fuel is guided above. Front and rear adjust together, like lungs under load.
Before the road, the factory simulates the road. Stopping power isn't felt, it's verified.
Consistency is automation's gift, so humans can focus on judgment.
A single loose connection can undo 1,000 perfect bolts. Now the Aero becomes invisible, until the wind asks for proof. Automation clears the path. Finishing will define the final truth.
Finishing is where perfection stops being a goal and becomes a requirement.
A millimeter out here becomes a whistle at speed.
The factory doesn't look, it measures.
The smallest defect is the easiest one to miss and the loudest one to see. The smallest defect is the easiest one to miss and the loudest one to see.
Paint tells the truth under hard light.
To make it perfect, it must briefly look imperfect.
The shine isn't added, it's revealed. Gloss is the final language of craftsmanship. Protection is installed with the same care as performance.
A transparent layer, built to take the first damage.
Identity is installed with the same precision as torque.
Downforce hardware must look as exact as it performs.
Every lens is a boundary between beauty and regulation.
Clarity isn't optional when speed arrives.
When finishing ends, proof begins. Now the factory tests its own confidence.
In the quiet room, every claim must become a measurement.
Before judging the car, the tools are judged.
Uniformity isn't a feeling, it's a pattern. The eye sees beauty. QC looks for failure.
The car speaks in codes, long before it speaks in sound.
Identity confirmed, now the systems must prove honesty.
Numbers rise and fall, telling the truth without emotion. A clean self-check is the first quiet victory.
Before speed, the car must prove it can hold itself together. Leaks are invisible failures, so pressure becomes the detective.
If it holds pressure, it earns trust.
Verification is the final craft. Now the factory builds a road inside 4 walls.
Power is tested where it cannot escape.
Heat, sound, and data. 3 witnesses to the same truth.
Air will find any weakness, so the factory searches first.
Systems verified. Now the car can leave the hands that made it.
After proof comes protection, and the world beyond the factory.
The build is complete. Now the factory protects what it created.
Shipping begins with prevention, not paperwork.
Low clearance demands high discipline.
Even at rest, the car is treated like a moving object.
The last parts of the story are cardboard, straps, and discipline.
Finished goods don't sleep. They wait for a schedule.
For a car this low, the ramp must be gentler than pride.
Movement is the enemy of perfection, so the car is locked to stillness.
And this is how modern factories produce Lamborghini Aventador SVJ from start to finish.